and welcome to our second episode of Nanyang Spectrum. We have an exciting lineup for you today. First, we will delve into the world of social media and find out how to get the most fun out of Instagram. We also chat to NTU students about a new online portal for NS men that may give them a head start when they begin school. Construction. Well, that's what's happening in NTU. We talk to students about the inconvenience and disruptions that happen in school with the ongoing construction. On Let's Talk today, we have a silat expert with us who may not be Bruce Lee but promises to pack a punch in the studio. Instagram is fast becoming one of the most popular social networking sites in the market. And in today's increasing number of smartphone and online applications, it's a highly competitive business. It's so competitive that Instagram has an offshoot called Instaprint. It is a service that enables you to print pictures directly from your Instagram account. In this report, we look at the rise of Instaprint in NTU.
NTU students are familiar with Instagram, with many of us using the application to capture and post snippets of our day or simply to keep up with the activities of our friends. As such, Instagram is fast becoming one of the most popular social networking apps. So how popular is Instagram with NTU students as compared to Facebook or Twitter?
I am an Instagram user. I think it's popular because all my friends who I know use it.
Because it's a very interesting application that we can actually find out more about our friends, as well as pictures that actually make it to the most popular page that actually showcase some of the interesting lifestyle, like maybe from other countries.
The reason why I like it is because you can easily update yourself about your friends through pictures. It's very instant on the go, and you can also update your friends without having to go through the hassle of typing on Twitter, on Facebook. So it's basically, a picture speaks 1,000 words.
I think the basic functions of a camera phone is enough.
Because I don't usually take pictures of myself or others.
Due to its increased popularity, many apps have been developed to ride on Instagram's fame and value add to her services. One of which is Instaprint, a small portable photo booth that immediately prints out Instagram photos. Will this new app catch on and ride on Instagram's fever, and will it entice non-Instagram users to join?
I think I may use it for initially, but not for long, because I think this is not very sustainable. It's not something that I will want to use it very frequently, but just for the novelty, I might just use it.
I think Instaprint will actually catch on because it's actually a good thing that we can actually have the physical copy. Maybe sometimes electronically we can have it in our phone, but we want to have the physical copy maybe to decorate our wall or rooms.
It goes like Polaroids, right? So you want it to be printed out, and personally, if it is available, I will actually want to try it.
I think it depends on individual, which some people like to have a hard copy of their own photos, so yeah, it could be viable. Yeah.
It might be good because the thing that I thought was useless about Instagram is because every other camera app can do it.
Instagram as a social networking tool, right, is supposed to be digital and then be posted online so that you can share with others. So I don't think it's really viable to be having such a Instaprinting.
The government is currently using social media network to facilitate a discussion with Singaporeans. This is part of their efforts to reach out and encourage feedback for some of the most relevant issues today. Shirinderjit Kaur reports.
From tweeting to blogging, social media has now provided citizens with a more personal access to the government with the click of a button. Ministers and members of parliament are increasingly taking to social media to bring issues to the walls on Facebook from within the walls of the parliament. This allows citizens like Mr. Tan Kok Tim to be more engaged with the government by posting questions and sharing feedback on various issues affecting them.
Many issues. In fact, anything under the sun. It can be GST, it can be housing, transportation, COE, ERP, you name it. I write everything. Education, and so on and so forth. I'm very happy with them. They are really active, and a lot of my recommendations have been implemented.
But given how conversations are moving online, there is a need for the government to filter genuine concerns from cynicisms before responding accordingly.
Sometimes you can sense that they are not so genuine, or the people who are just really want to criticize everything, and then they may not give a lot of thought to it. They just want to create, I think, sometimes chaos. I find that it's a bit messy online. So I think the government need to build out its capability to discern.
Citizens can be proactively involved in heartland and mainland issues. However, there remain topics that are not discussed in the online space.
It depends on how sensitive the material, the information would be. So definitely you want the government to be totally opaque about about the defense codes, and such similar high security measures. But otherwise, for matters that affect the public life, where there's no issue of national security, the government can be a lot more transparent there.
With social media, the government is taking a step towards open communication with citizens who want to play a part in shaping issues that affect them. For the government to better understand what is on their minds, citizens should behave responsibly so that their voices, rather than noises, are heard in the online space. This is Shirin Dejitko from Nanyang Spectrum.
Even before entering university, most national servicemen feel that they are already lagging behind by 2 years. The reason behind the lag is because of the 2 years that men need to spend doing national service. However, their female counterparts are able to enroll to university directly after junior college. The government has decided to help the men catch up. At the National University of Singapore, an online portal allows serving national servicemen to start studying 6 months earlier before attending university. Will Nanyang Technological University follow suit?
In a recent news article, it reported that NUS will be launching its new online system in January 2014, which will offer 8 different types of modules. These include philosophy, computing, and social sciences. Instead of waiting for the academic semester to begin in August, incoming NUS students can now take these modules right after serving after 2 years of their national service. Reviews are split between NTU male and female students about the new online system and whether our university should also adopt something similar.
Actually, I think it's not very applicable to NTU because, when they start uni, they are studying with girls who are younger than them, and these girls, they do not have any information or any prior study on the topic. So I guess everybody's starting from scratch, so everybody should have the same level playing field lah. So I think it's not fair if they do have a head start.
After 4 years being in uni, from year 1 I actually realized that actually the guys actually doing quite well and even maybe better than the girls in a certain way because they haven't been studying for a long time. So without this portal, I guess it is actually still there's not a need for this portal.
Okay, I think it's a pretty good idea because like when you're in army, there are some times where because there's not much responsibilities at times, and then there are times where you have free time. So I think this free time can be much more well spent.
It would take the burden off being able from the transition from going from NS to studying, because I know it's a very big transition. So having to lighten the burden, I think would be a very good help when they first start off going into university.
Most students are aware of the obvious benefits the online portal offers to NS men. University lecturer Tan Hao-Siang also believes that the online portal will prove useful for incoming NTU students who recently completed their national service.
I think this will add a bit of added pressure on the NS boys. I would think that if you just have all these online courses, and if they are interested, they take a look and learn. Sometimes learning is better when there's no assessment. And when you're in NS, I think it's already in a pretty, they are under quite a lot of pressure. And if you add an exam at the end of this, I don't think it's ideal. I still remember when I was in NS, and when at the time, I don't mind reading up. Of course, at the time, there's no online stuff. It's real, this old-fashioned thing called a book.
Further examination of the online portal will allow NTU to better gauge whether it is a useful venture as NUS launches its pilot program next year. This is Lin Junxian reporting for Nanyang Spectrum.
As Singapore's landscape is in a state of continual change, so is the campus at NTU. Construction is everywhere, as reporters Daniel New and Andrea Ng find out.
Scenes of inconvenience and disruptions like this have been ongoing since the start of classes in August. Not just in one location but at several across campus, such as this one outside Wee Kim Wee and Graduate Hall 1. But for students, the noise and pollution are less than welcome and some struggle to work amidst the constant banging.
Firstly, for me, I have like a bit of asthma, and so the dust actually kind of gets in the way of me, like makes it very uncomfortable for me to breathe sometimes.
However, the Office of Facilities and Development Management, which oversees the major construction sites around NTU, assures that all is being done to keep the campus environment conducive for student life.
We are very mindful of the impact of construction on learning and faculty's work, and also our contractors, our construction work actually in terms of noise pollution is regulated also by some regulations from the National Environment Agency. So we try to keep the noise levels to below those guidelines or below. For the small construction site, the one in the south spine, which is really next to the building as well, and we have already put out things like sound barriers and so on and so forth. Some level of noise is inevitable in construction.
Be it the noise, dust or barricade that's causing gloomy days for the students, the new facilities provided by the construction work in the near future will definitely make up for it and brighten up their days. This is Daniel for the Nanyang Spectrum.
In today's Let's Talk, get ready for high-flying kicks and jumps in the studio with Adi Sutrisno, a Silat expert and captain of the NTU Silat Club. He started Silat when he joined NTU over 2.5 years ago.
An action-packed yet graceful martial arts sports. My guest here today knows all about the art of Silat. It's time to meet Mr. Silat himself, Adi Sutrisno. Hi Adi, so can you tell me what Silat is all about?
Silat is a Malay martial arts which originates from the Malay countries such as Malaysia and Indonesia for self-defense.
Okay, so what are the different categories for Silat?
In Singapore, we are competing for the sports category, so there'll be sparring and also the artistic category. For the sparring, it will be hands-on fighting, and for the artistic, it will be they have to perform a certain set of artistic moves for the judge to evaluate.
I see. So you are the captain of NTU Silat Club, right? So what are some of the challenges that you faced?
The challenges I face is to manage the team well, because there are two sides of the team, which is the sparring team and also the artistic team. So I have to make sure my training is suited for both aspects, as both requires different objectives and different set of trainings.
So it will take up a lot of time.
Yeah, and also balancing my life and also my studies also as well.
Yeah, that's really tough. So can you share with us some of the competitions that NTU Silat Club takes part in?
NTU Silat Club, we take part in the inter-varsity competition, or also known as the tertiary Silat competition. Other than that, we also compete in the University Silat Games, where we compete against all the universities.
I see. So maybe something more personal now. Can you share with us your most memorable competition?
I would say my most memorable moments in Silat is when I won the gold medal last year for the artistic male team category. Because that's my first medal in Silat.
That's awesome, man. Okay, so lastly, can you just let us know about some of the aspirations for NTU Silat Club?
My aspiration for the club would be to bring back more gold and silver medals, and also to improve our rankings better than the previous years.
Okay, so we wish you all the best. Before we end, can we have a demonstration of some of your moves?
Of
for
course.
Silat? Yeah, so, okay. So maybe you can just show us some simple moves.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. that was really breathtaking. Got me a bit curious also. So can you just teach me some easy moves?
Yeah, sure. How about we do the basic step of blocking?
Sure.
So shoulder width apart.
Okay.
What you need to do is swing up your right arm
Okay.
and move it down.
Okay.
This is to block the person.
Okay.
Alright. Next one. Bring your leg to the front. And then pull your hand to the back.
Okay.
And smash the person's head.
Smash the person. Okay.
Then move your left foot forward.
Okay.
And then give him a kick.
Kick.
Yeah.
So do you think I did great?
For a start, yes.
Okay, I might consider taking silat. Thank you so much, Adi.
Well, it's time for us to go. If you want, you can log on to www.spectrumtv.sg for more information and a webcast of our show. Well, that's about it for this episode of the Nanyang Spectrum. Goodbye and see you next week.